Hey all, I wasn't planning on going in depth with emotional issues that I've been having, but I've noticed that I've been feeling a lot of guilt for the feelings that I've been having. And it's all centered around the fact that I don't know very many trans guys who feel the same way that I have or that have been struggling with what I have been struggling with. So I wanted to talk about this. So then if there's somebody else out there who has these similar feelings, maybe it can relieve some of that guilt to know that it's not just them and that there are other people that feel the same way that they do. I also wanted to talk about the depression that I've been having because I am an extremely positive person. I'm very optimistic. I have never dealt with depression of this magnitude before. I've been sad in my life. I've felt depressed, but I have never suffered from depression the way that I have in the last couple months. I think it started, I want to say there was a week on the Transtastic YouTube collab channel where they discussed whether, if they had the choice to be trans or cisgender, what would they choose? And a lot of those guys on that channel are, years on testosterone. They've gone through a lot of the struggles that you have early on, and they have overcome them. And not saying that they don't have any issues now or that they don't suffer with dysphoria and things that, earlier trans guys or people earlier in their transitions struggle with. But their perspectives are a little bit different, and a lot of them took that into account, and a lot of them said, pre-T or even a couple months on T, they probably would have answered that they wished that they were cisgender. But being where they are, further down the line into their transition, that they would stay trans. I've been struggling a lot with feeling like life is not fair for me, and that there are a lot of opportunities that I will not have back. There's a lot of life experiences that I've missed out on, and I feel that it is unfair that I do not get to experience those things, the things that a normal cisgender man would experience. I don't get those things, and I feel like there is nothing about me that should have excluded me from experiencing life in that way. I have felt a lot of resentment and a lot of anger towards the life I was given. I've been working with my therapist, and I have this habit of thinking about my feelings and not really feeling my feelings. And so whenever I get angry or feel like my situation is unfair, I will automatically search for an excuse why I shouldn't feel the way that I feel. And once I find any sort of excuse, I'm like, there you go, Ray. That's exactly why you can't feel the way you do. Move on with your life. It's going to get better. You have no reason to be feeling sad or angry. Those are very unpleasant feelings. Nobody likes to feel sad. Nobody likes to be angry. Throughout my life, I've trained myself, when I'm feeling these unpleasant things, do what you need to do to get over them right away. And I have trained myself so well that I don't feel those things. I don't allow myself to feel those things. When I got to about 3 months on T, I started to feel very angry. And working with my therapist, he encouraged me to feel that anger and allow myself to give my feelings validation and to allow myself to be angry. Bottom line, just feel your feelings. And that has been really difficult for me because I've never been this angry about life before. And on top of that, I've never dealt with anger. And I think I kind of set myself up for what I've been feeling the past few months. And I recognize that, and now I'm trying to deal with it. I'm sad that I haven't had the life experiences that I feel like I deserve, but at the same time I am extremely grateful that transitioning is an option, and that from this point on, I can live the life that I've wanted to live. And I don't want people to mistake my depression for regret for embarking on this transition at all, because that is not the case, and that is not how I feel whatsoever. I'm extremely proud of my identity and who I am. I have just struggled with feeling like life isn't fair, and it's not fair, and I will have to eventually learn to cope with that. Thinking about things, Cameron mentioned it in one of his videos, just like editing your life and little stupid things about your life in order to keep yourself stealth. Those are things that, as a trans person, you're going to constantly have to be thinking of when you're having a conversation with somebody. Is this somebody who knows I'm trans? If not, do I want them to know that I'm trans? If not, how do I convey what I've been through without lying to them and without being genuine? And I feel like it's extremely unfair as trans people that we have to think about these things that the rest of society does not have to. It's been really difficult. I just have this feeling that I'm always going to feel like that I've missed out on something. I know that I, especially this month, have been a lot more happy than I've been sad. And my depression, I feel like I'm finally figuring it out and figuring out how to cope with it. But I still harbor a lot of anger, and that's hard for me because, like I said, I'm a very optimistic person. I'm a very positive person. I don't like feeling this way. I also just wanted to throw in that if your life narrative is not lining up with somebody else's, or if it's not lining up with anybody's, that does not take away the validation of your feelings. You have every right to feel how you feel. You also have a choice of how you're going to cope with it. When Transtastic had that discussion topic for the week, I started to feel invalid, or I started to feel how I felt was invalid. Wanting to be cisgender was like a disgrace to the trans community, and that's not true. I just want to encourage you not to feel pressure to conform to the majority's feelings, and allow yourself to feel how you feel, and to really feel it, and to not try to take away from the validity of your feelings. Like I said, I'm doing loads better. I'm just a lot happier in general, a lot happier. And I know that it's going to get better the more that I continue to deal with and cope with my struggles. So, I don't know if this has been informative to anybody. I hope it has. Hope you're doing well. I'll talk to you later.